Question from Meredith Morakovitz.
Gerrit, why do you think you were not effective tonight?
Just a couple of big mistakes and obviously the Bogart's big situation and, big mistake to Schwarber.
Aaron mentioned the fact that you obviously had battled COVID, then you had the hamstring issue. Just did you feel like that had an effect on you the end of the season and at all tonight?
At the end of the season, we're all going through and wearing whatever we've had to, overcome to get to this point. The other team's dealing with same kind of situation. So, when it's all said and done, I didn't perform the way I wanted to perform tonight.
Can you describe the disappointment you're feeling not getting the job done?
Sick to my stomach.
Brendan, could you have the next question?
Gerrit, were you surprised to see Aaron come get you at that point?
I mean, we needed to get a ground ball double play right there, and there's probably nobody more equipped to do that on our team than Clay or Loizaga at that point. So, we got to win, and that's the right move.
The next question. We'll go to Stephanie Epstein.
Hi, Gerrit. You mentioned that everybody's sort of wearing whatever their injuries were to this point. Over the last few outings, you have not been as sharp as you were before that. Those numbers, that seems to go back to the day that you tweaked the hamstring. Do you think the hamstring is responsible for what happened?
No.
Okay, thanks.
Robertson, you have the next question.
Gerrit, your fastball in particular tonight just really didn't seem to be there. What was your feel for that pitch, and why do you think you just weren't able to execute it the way you wanted to?
I think the first inning I induced 3 weak pop-ups on it. I made a bad mistake on a changeup, and I felt like he put a good swing on it, and Schwarber went outside of the zone. It's not just. It's just. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't really have a reason for it. I guess I don't even know if that's. I don't know if that was necessarily the thing that I would say that is an issue, but when it's all said and done, there wasn't one pitch that was good enough because we didn't get the job done.
And then a lot of them were missing up. Do you think that could have been a mechanical issue at all?
A lot of times we're trying to go up, so we got a few expansions up there. So, and we ran into one scenario where Schwarber put a good swing on it.
Ken David, you have the next question.
Gerrit, you said the hamstring was not an issue over these last few starts. Do you see a common denominator? Understanding you had the win here, a couple starts ago, then in the home start against Cleveland, the start in Toronto, and here, is there a common denominator there?
If I had one, I would probably try to get out in front of it for this game, but I don't really have one.
Thank you.
Randy Miller, please unmute.
Gerrit, in your 2 years here, you've been to the playoffs. You've had a lot of success. I know you came here to win championships, and you haven't gotten to the World Series yet. Does it feel like a failure, or are you able to take the good with not getting to where you want to go?
This is the worst feeling in the world, and it happens. Happens to 29 teams every year, going home early and not achieving your ultimate goal. So, focusing on the good that maybe put us in this opportunity, or the good that you did in the regular season, just doesn't really there's really nothing that you can do to make it feel any better. You can't be afraid of this feeling. You got to go through it inevitably to get that championship, like you said. But there's nothing that really makes it feel any better.
And Aaron Boone had talked about how a lot of other teams in the AL are catching up to you guys. It's just not the Red Sox and Houston now. Does it feel that way to you? Do you still feel that you're close, or do you look at the roster and say, we need to change some things?
I'm not a roster expert, to be honest. But, as a Yankee, certainly, you get your best punch from your opponents, whether it's April or whether it's October. And that's one thing I think that's pretty consistent. So I think there are a lot of good teams out there. Certainly, I don't think I've been a part of a division where there are 4 clubs rather that are winning over 91 games. So there are people, there are people in front of us, and there are people on our butts. So that's the truth of the matter there.
Thank you.
Please unmute.
Hey, Gerrit, when Boone was on his way out to get you and the broadcaster just showed you, kind of say the words, "I'm out," when you must have saw him signal for the bullpen at that point. Was it just kind of more resignation on your part there?
Kyle was going over a sequence he wanted to throw to Bogarts, and I said, "I'm out." He took me out.
Oh, so they just cut right in the middle.
I was just talking to Kyle.
But I was wondering, your point though, was it just kind of resignation on your part at that point? Were you kind of angry that you didn't kind of get a little bit more rope to get out of there?
I just wanted to stop Kyle where he was talking about the sequence he wanted to throw to Bogarts, and I just wanted to tell him
right.
you need to get your mind on Clay because he took me out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Bob Klapisch, please unmute.
Gerrit, your numbers down the stretch are just not you. I mean, obviously, it's just totally uncharacteristic of your level of success in the past. Do you have any idea or any way to put your finger on what happened to you in the last month or so?
I mean, we evaluated each game individually, and it just wasn't the same answer every time. So, somebody asked me earlier about a common denominator, and I haven't found it. So obviously, if I had found it, I would have made the adjustment. Tonight I just didn't perform the way I wanted to perform.